It's been the driest 8 months in more than 40 years. That's reduced reservoirs into mud banks. Nowhere is officially in drought, but some areas are cracking under dry conditions.
Most of England has already moved into what we term prolonged dry weather status, and this is the first stage of a drought. Now, there is no single definition of drought, and my advice is don't wait for it to happen. We are already in prolonged dry weather, and therefore we would already look to the public and the users of water to start taking action now.
Today there was confirmation that water companies, particularly in the south of England, were enacting drought plans. Permits could allow extra river water to be pumped into reservoirs to maintain supply if needed. A hosepipe ban has been introduced in the Isle of Man, and there are new emergency water measures for farmers who are struggling to keep crops alive.
The downside of the heat here is it's actually almost forcing it to ripen a little bit earlier than it would do otherwise. So we would have expected that we would be harvesting this probably at the end of the first week in August. I suspect we'll be in here in the first week, at the beginning of the first week in August. So the crop's ripened earlier. It's pretty much died on its feet.
We may not be in drought, but the impact of this dry weather can be seen even in areas more used to wetter weather. Yorkshire reservoirs are 19% lower than usual for this time of year.
So have you ever seen it as low as this here?
No, this is the lowest I've seen this. You could barely fish this. And the only reason I'm here fishing this is because I can't fish the rivers. This is because the rivers are almost dry.
Water companies have had to manage both a decrease in the supply of water during this prolonged dry spell, but also a spike in demand because of the record temperatures that we've been seeing. We know with climate change that these extremes of weather are going to become more frequent. So the question is there the resilience in place now or planned in order to deal with these hotter, drier summers? Households are being urged to use less water, but some see this as a short-term fix.
Things that an ordinary person can do: store rainwater, recycle water, use grey water. But ultimately, there's not really much we can do without any adherence of net zero policies or indeed effective net zero policies. We haven't seen any of this.
For now, further water restrictions aren't planned, but may have to be introduced if significant rain doesn't come and this dry spell turns into drought. Katerina Vitozzi, Sky News.